Titanic docked at Southampton on April 10, 1912, its massive hull gleaming under a cloudy sky as waves lap against the pier. Passengers, elegant first-class elites, hopeful immigrants, and eager crew stream aboard, their faces alive with anticipation. A narrator sets the scene, describing the Titanic as the pinnacle of human ambition, a 46,000-ton marvel deemed unsinkable, carrying 2,224 souls toward New York City. The story introduces Elizabeth Carter, a 22-year-old seamstress from a small Irish village. Clutching a worn leather suitcase and a silver locket as she boards as a third-class passenger, her heart pounding with dreams of opening a dress shop in America. In a bustling third-class cabin, Elizabeth sits on a narrow bunk surrounded by families speaking in a dozen languages and writes in her journal, her voiceover capturing the ship's wonders, the scent of fresh paint, the hum of engines, and the endless ocean beyond her porthole. She describes meeting Thomas O'Connell, a 24-year-old laborer with kind eyes and a quick wit, who shares her table at dinner and dreams of a factory job in New York on the third-class deck under a golden sunset. Elizabeth and Thomas share a quiet moment watching children chase a ball and an old man play a lively tune on his fiddle. Thomas teaches her a clumsy step of an Irish jig, laughing as she stumbles, and she teases, "You're no dancer, Thomas O'Connell, but you've got heart," he grins, replying, "and you've got dreams big enough for both of us." Liz, a montage unfolds, showcasing the Titanic's opulence, first-class passengers dining under crystal chandeliers, second-class families reading in cozy lounges, and third-class passengers singing in communal spaces, while the narrator reflects on the ship's promise of unity across class divides, a floating microcosm of hope. Historical details emerge: the Titanic's 4 towering funnels, its 20 lifeboats, too few for all aboard, and the crew's confidence in its watertight compartments. On April 13, Elizabeth and Thomas sneak onto a second-class promenade deck, evading a stern steward, and gaze at the starlit sky, sharing stories of their pasts. Elizabeth reveals her locket holds a photo of her late mother, who believed in her dreams, while Thomas admits he's running from a life of poverty, hoping America offers a fresh start. "We're on the unsinkable Titanic," he says softly, "nothing can stop us now." Their hands brush, and a spark of connection grows, underscored by gentle piano music. The mood shifts on April 14, 1912, at 11:40 p.m. when a violent jolt rocks the ship, glasses shattering in the dining saloon and passengers stumbling in confusion. The narrator explains the iceberg's fatal scrape, tearing a 300-foot gash below the waterline. Chaos erupts as crew members shout to the lifeboats, women and children first. Elizabeth and Thomas navigate crowded, dimly lit third-class corridors where locked gates and language barriers sow panic among steerage passengers. Historical context highlights the class disparities: first-class women and children prioritized, while many third-class passengers were left to fend for themselves. Elizabeth clings to Thomas, pleading, "We stay together no matter what," but he pushes her toward a lifeboat, his voice firm. "You're getting on, Liz. I'll find a way, promise." As her lifeboat is lowered into the freezing Atlantic, Elizabeth locks eyes with Thomas on the tilting deck, his silhouette framed by the ship's glowing lights, the narrator notes the Titanic's final hours, the band playing Nearer My God to Thee, the flares lighting up the sky and the ship's bow, plunging as screams echo across the water. In the lifeboat, Elizabeth shivers under a thin blanket, clutching her locket, whispering prayers for Thomas as the Titanic's stern rises and vanishes at 2:20 a.m. on April 15th, leaving an eerie silence. Dawn breaks, and the Carpathia's silhouette offers rescue, but Elizabeth's desperate scan of survivors finds no trace of Thomas. The narrator reveals the grim toll: only 705 survived, with third-class passengers suffering the highest losses due to systemic failures in evacuation. In New York, Elizabeth, now alone, steps onto Ellis Island, her dreams tempered by grief, but unbroken. Years later, an older Elizabeth, now a successful dressmaker, stands at a New York dock in 1940, her locket open to reveal a faded photo of her and Thomas smiling on that third-class deck. Her voiceover reflects, "I kept my promise, Thomas, the first lived I built, but my heart stays with you on our last night aboard the Titanic." The screen fades to black with text reading, "In memory of the 1519 lives lost on the Titanic, April 15, 1912, their stories endure." The narrator closes, thanking viewers and asking, "What would you have done aboard the Titanic?" Share and subscribe for more stories of history's defining